Before the world clicked a single link, one quiet engineer imagined a future no one asked for, but everyone needed. Tim Berners-Lee didn't just invent the web, he gave it away. This is the story of the man who connected the planet, and never asked for credit. From toy trains to transforming reality, the journey of Tim Berners-Lee. Sir Tim Berners-Lee wasn't born into fame or fortune, but he was born into thought. On June 8, 1955, in southwest London, Tim came into a household already buzzing with intellectual curiosity. His parents, Mary Lee Woods and Conway Berners-Lee, were both mathematicians, pioneers who worked on the Ferranti Mark I, one of the world's first commercial computers. The concept of computing wasn't foreign in his home, it was ambient, like background music shaping his earliest thoughts. As a child, Tim didn't dream of greatness in the conventional sense. His imagination was mechanical. He adored model railways, not just for play but as canvases for his engineering instincts. These little trains weren't toys, they were systems. He built elaborate networks, complete with electronic switches and circuits, foreshadowing the kind of interconnected thinking that would define his legacy. In school, he was introverted but brilliant. He devoured books, loved solving puzzles, and had a penchant for asking why, far more often than what. Oxford sparks an independent mind. Tim went on to study physics at Queen's College, Oxford, where he earned a first-class degree. During his time there, he built his first computer using parts from an old television, a signal of both resourcefulness and vision. Notably, Tim was not one to settle comfortably into institutional life. He was suspended briefly for hacking into the university computer system, not to damage, but to explore. It wasn't malicious. It was curiosity without borders. That same spirit of exploration would soon lead him beyond the bounds of any single system or institution. After graduating, Tim worked at several places including Plessey and DG Nash, but his career took a pivotal turn in 1980 when he began consulting at CERN, the European Organization for Nuclear Research, in Geneva. The spark of a revolution at CERN. While at CERN, he observed a simple but profound problem. Researchers were generating heaps of valuable data, but the systems they used were fragmented and incompatible. Sharing information was cumbersome, frustrating, and inefficient. Most people accepted that as the status quo. Tim didn't. Instead, he proposed an idea. What if there were a universal information space that linked everything together? One that wasn't tethered to machine or operating system, but to meaning, to connections. In 1989, he wrote his revolutionary proposal, Information Management, a proposal. It didn't promise commercial returns or flashy hardware. It promised something more radical, a decentralized system of linked information using something he called hypertext. His supervisors didn't initially grasp the magnitude of the idea, but they allowed him to pursue it. By 1990, he had written the code for the first browser, World Wide Web, server, HTTPD, and web page, laying down the protocols HTML, HTTP, and URL. These weren't just tools. They were the grammar of the modern digital age. The first website, linked to info.cern.ch, was launched on August 6, 1991, offering users a simple explanation of the World Wide Web and how to use it. It was minimalistic, yet historic. A legacy of openness and ethics. Tim's decision at this moment defined his legacy. Instead of patenting the web or monetizing it, he gave it away freely. No royalties, no gatekeeping. In an era increasingly shaped by corporate ownership and proprietary tools, this gesture stood as a monumental act of generosity and vision. His belief, the web should be for everyone, open, inclusive, and accessible. In the years that followed, the web grew exponentially. It became the backbone of modern life. Education, healthcare, innovation, activism, art, and business, all digitized, democratized, and distributed. Rather than bask in fame, Tim continued to steward the web's development through the World Wide Web Consortium, W3C, which he founded in 1994. Its mission, to ensure standards that keep the web interoperable and open. Later, he founded the World Wide Web Foundation to bridge digital divides and promote digital rights. But he didn't stop there. Concerned with growing threats to user privacy and data centralization, Tim launched Solid, a project aimed at reshaping the web once again by giving people control of their own data. The web was supposed to empower individuals, he said, not to trap them. Recognition, influence, and integrity. Tim has received countless honors. Knighthood, 2004, by Queen Elizabeth II. Turing Award, 2016, often called the Nobel Prize of Computing. Queen Elizabeth Prize for Engineering, named one of Time's 100 most important people of the 20th century. Yet he remains remarkably humble. He rarely courts media attention and avoids the spotlight. His speeches are measured, filled with urgency but never ego. His focus is always on ethics, access, and empowerment. Tim Berners-Lee's timeless lessons, His life offers invaluable lessons for those drawn to vision, independence, and depth. 1. Curiosity is a superpower. His childhood fascinations weren't random. They were expressions of deep systemic thinking, seeing how small parts work together. That foundational curiosity seeded the web itself. 2. Bold simplicity can reshape the world. The tools Tim created, HTML, HTTP URLs, were elegantly simple, but together they birthed a digital revolution. Simplicity isn't small, it's strategic. 3. Generosity is revolutionary. By not patenting the web, he leveled the global playing field. Empowerment isn't always in the product, it's often in how you share it. 4. Integrity matters more than recognition. Tim turned down million-dollar offers to privatize the web's core infrastructure. He chose integrity over influence, knowing that some revolutions thrive by remaining in the hands of the many. 5. Evolution never ends. Even after transforming the world, he didn't stop. With Solid, he's working to undo the consolidation of data power, reminding us that technology isn't a destination, it's a journey toward freedom. Final scene: legacy beyond the web. Tim Berners-Lee didn't just build the web. He built a philosophy, one that embraces openness, responsibility, and the idea that tools can elevate humanity. He built the web, then stepped aside, so the world could step forward. In a time of data empires and digital noise, his quiet legacy speaks louder than ever. Tim Berners-Lee didn't just code the future, he trusted us with it.